You mean to tell me that the White House is now saying that federal furlough employees will not get back pay? If that were me, I would be outraged because federal employees did not ask for that. And especially when Trump back in 2019 signed into law that they will receive back pay. So what's the problem now? I will literally be outraged because how do they think people are supposed to make a living or even live without getting some type of pay? Y'all, this is just getting out of hand. And like I said before in one of my other videos, I fear that this shutdown will be longer than the one that was back in 2018. So yeah, that's crazy.
Trump supporters, federal workers laid off.
As this government shutdown drags on, there are a lot of federal workers who are having trouble paying the bills and having trouble putting food on the table for their families because paychecks are starting to run out. Some are seeing partial paychecks. Soon people are going to see no paycheck at all. Now, the Capital Area Food Bank, they are trying to help with that. I'm here at their warehouse this morning, filled with food. They're going to be doing some special distribution.
And we gave $40 billion to Argentina. Trump supporters, you still don't get it? Not yet? I'll check back in with you.
Hey y'all, I got some really quick news for you. So you know that we're in the middle of a federal government shutdown, right? Here in South Carolina, over 25,000 people are going without paychecks due to this federal shutdown. Well, today, House Speaker Mike Johnson held a press conference and said that he's received word that those folks, federal workers, who are furloughed or going without pay right now, even though they're working, may not receive back pay. So what does that mean for real? It means that hardworking Americans who are federal employees showing up to work even still during this shutdown will not be paid for the work that they put in. And they're not being paid not because we couldn't get to a deal. They're not getting paid because these Republicans in Congress have decided to put politics over their livelihoods. So in my opinion, placing political gain above the people may not be against the law or unethical, but it is definitely immoral because these folks are giving one of the most precious things that a person can give. That's their labor and their time, both of which you cannot get back, even when that politician receives the political gain they're seeking. Hey, y'all, listen to House Speaker Mike Johnson words for yourself. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so that we can keep folks up to date with local, national, and global news. Thank you.
With regard to whether the furloughed civilian employees of the federal government will receive back pay, it is true that in previous shutdowns, many or most of them have been paid for the time that they were furloughed. But there is new legal analysis. I don't know the details. I just saw a headline this morning. I'm not read in on it, and I haven't spoken to the White House about it. But there are some legal analysts who are saying that that may not be appropriate or necessary in terms of the law requiring that back pay be provided. So I'm sure that'll be there will be a lot of discussion about that. But there are legal analysts who think that that is not something that government should do.
As if things weren't worrying enough for the hundreds of thousands of US federal workers, including members of the military who've been sent home without pay, not knowing whether or not they'll have their jobs back after this shutdown has ended. They're now hearing talk that they might not get the back pay they were expecting for that time out of work. So the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, says there is legal advice floating around that the government doesn't have to pay those federal workers for the time that they didn't work. That has been the case during every other shutdown, but this one appears it could be different. We don't know how seriously the idea is being taken by the government and the White House, but it's certainly an idea that's being floated. So we're talking about roughly 750,000 federal workers expected to be furloughed during this shutdown, according to the Congressional Budget Office. The longest shutdown was something like 35 days. This one looks like it could be even longer because politicians just can't find a way through it, basically. Meanwhile, federal workers are wondering how on earth they're going to pay.
We are on day 16 of the federal government shutdown. My husband is a federal employee who is considered essential. So right now he's still working. He's just not receiving any pay. There are a lot of things that this government shutdown is affecting that I feel like so many people are like skipping over. They're not realizing it. So I have like just like a small list. Did you know like all of our national parks and our public lands don't have anybody working them right now? Like I saw a TikTok yesterday of somebody who went to Hocking Hills in Ohio, and they were like, oh, it's so dirty, it's disgusting, there's garbage everywhere. There's nobody there to clean it up. Nutrition and assistance programs, yeah, those are losing funding. So your mom friend that is on WIC, this is affecting her and her children. Okay. Also, fun fact, did you know that the Treasury is estimating this government shutdown is going to cost us $15 billion per week? I know. Yeah, that's crazy. See, just a couple of things. There's way more. I could have gone on. Day 16 of the federal government shutdown, no ending in sight because Republicans don't want to come to work. This is so fun. And also, let's not forget, release the Epstein files.